Welcome to Shadow and Bone. I literally have no idea what I'm getting myself into. I don't know what this is about. I don't know what book this is based off of. I don't know what genre. Like, I know nothing about this. So, this should be fun.
I was afraid of the dark.
Some exposition.
Not be getting a replacement.
I'm trying to absorb everything I possibly can right now.
They aren't the monsters.
I'm hoping this isn't one of those shows where it's like, I hope you read the book because it's going to be stuff you won't understand otherwise.
The fold ate your parents.
Oh, thanks. Okay, so there are
many of the orphans here.
actual monsters.
People trying to cross.
Interesting. Whoa.
We are never going
It's
to
pretty
see
cool.
your way.
So many names and terminology type things that they're just throwing at me.
Plants in the woods to the east.
Oh.
I bet his warren's there.
Or I'll cut you.
Oh.
What's this?
I wonder if her drawing is gonna relate to something. They've emphasized it a few times now. Oh, and he doesn't want to kill the rabbit. So are they just doing this little fight club for fun? Is there a societal reason for it? What's going on? What the fuck? Okay, so we have magic users. What is their deal? I couldn't tell if he was like of a higher class than the other ones. Seemed like it by the clothes he was wearing. Or if they're just dangerous and people are afraid of them. Oh, childhood friends. Will there be anything romantic? I certainly hope not.
They can't keep best friends apart for too long.
Oh, how sweet. Are the magic users only like with the 4 elements? So far I've only seen air and fire.
Supposed to be faster.
Never came back.
That inspires a lot of confidence.
Oh, here we go.
Tracker, Malien Oretzer,
Doesn't sound like an error now.
medic, knowledge.
I'm getting very like Hunger Game vibes,
That's it.
like pulling the
Dinner
name out
in
of
1 hour. Come back and
the
line up
boulder
by
and the
rank.
reaping. So she's gonna go with him, right? She wants to protect her friend. Cool visual. Oh yeah, this guy's gotta be important somehow.
No loud noises at the table, Jasper.
I don't really know what to make of anything. I'm still very lost in terms of where we are and who these people are, what the dynamics are. Ooh, is this an assassin or a friend come to say hi?
Hello, Inesh.
I
What
guess
information do you have for me tonight?
a friend.
He's looking for a crew willing to cross the fold into East Ravka and bring back something.
Bring back what?
Kaz.
So far, she's my favorite.
I got this lead from one of the girls I've met.
I only invest in the one of a kind. She isn't like you.
Why is that?
No one is.
Why? Tell me. I'm curious. Whatever's inside the fold better be pretty damn threatening. Otherwise, I'm gonna be a little let down from all this anticipation.
Back of the line, your friends, too.
I'm getting very Attack on Titan vibes as well with the Eldians. The way she's being treated. When they say she's a half-breed, what do they... Have they already said why? Probably not. This girl looks weirdly like Keira Knightley. Did anyone else get that vibe when they first saw her?
I like to have a good tumble with a stranger.
Oh.
Clears
Oh.
my head.
Oh, God. I don't trust her, man. Don't fall for that. So do these monsters never leave the fold? They're only in there? That seems weird. So are the Grisha just magic users, or is Grisha like a specific race as well?
Shoot you in the foot.
I get the feeling they... If she did shoot him in the foot right now, that would probably solve a lot of issues.
I'll find my way back to you.
Aww. I hope that's true.
Promise.
Okay, so they're definitely
I'm going gambling and
hinting at a romance here at some
Not
point.
me.
Not a huge fan of that, but maybe they'll convince me.
Was it heavy? Is it large? Is it worth more than $1 million on the black market? Maybe he doesn't know.
I feel like it's gonna be a person.
Sounds like a trap, anyway.
So, you know who I am.
I don't really know who you are.
Give over this dump and the orchid, and I'll give you 10% of whatever business comes in.
That's a shit deal.
Yeah, but I mean,
100%.
it's either that or you die, so might as well take it.
I'll I'll carve you up and leave you in a barrel for the rats.
Well, I guess go for it and hope he doesn't do it anyways. Alright, so we got Grisha, indentured servants,
here to save the day.
heart renders.
Crossed it 3 times that incident. You'll get your first soon enough.
I hope so. So you're gonna try and make a run for it with him? That seems like a terrible idea, but hey, I mean, I don't know how bad it is trying to go through this thing, so maybe it is a better idea to just run for it. I don't really like those transitions where it like spins really fast into the next scene. I feel like that's kind of corny, but
We'll have to cross the fold to redraw these maps.
I'll go. Put me on the skiff. I'll go.
oh, that's why she did that.
You will. Your whole unit will.
Oh, damn. You know some of them are gonna die, and she's gonna feel guilty for the head. Come on, go inside. I want to see it.
Orders, orders.
I could shoot you in the foot.
I like my feet. Thank you. I'll make it. Promise.
I mean, if either of them are gonna make it, I would think it'd be her.
Where's your general?
Okay. So yeah, I guess the Grisha, like some of them are like fire mages, some of them are wind mages, some of them are able to like look into people's minds. At least that's what I'm gathering here. It's pretty cool.
Alright, do not leave the skiff during the crossing.
Someone's going to. Not gonna lie, that would be terrifying. Alright, what have we got here? Ooh, this is cool. I like how they're building this up. Okay, so far it's not so bad, it's just dark. I definitely hear weird things out here, though. Oh, and that's lovely. It's lots of abandoned, destroyed ships. Oh, what the hell is that? Sound design is very good. Don't do that. I mean, like, what was the one rule that they gave you? Oh, what the fuck? You mother... Just blow some wind at it. I actually didn't want her to die, but so far I really like the special effects that they're using. A lot of them seem to be practical, and if they're not, they look really good. Ooh. Okay, so even the Grisha are like fucking useless against these things. Now what are you doing? Oh, come on, please don't kill him like right in front of her. No, is he seriously gonna die right now? I was just about to start feeling really bad, and now I'm like, what the hell? Okay, never mind, I'm still like, what the hell? The fuck just happened? I'm never gonna be able to pronounce the names of these places. You look familiar for some reason. Oh shit, he made it. You'll be fine, just rub some dirt in it.
Where's someone else got her?
Who?
Haha.
One look and I can tell. Criminals.
So
I'm not meeting
No
anyone.
businessman worth his salt bargains for what he can take.
solid. Good reasoning. Good plan.
Is Alexei Stepanov?
Oh. Okay, so what we've been seeing hasn't all been
How?
in chronological order. Well, I can tell these heart renders are going to be a real problem at some point.
Alina Starkov.
Good boy.
And dead.
Of course.
As expected. Okay. So we've got our villain set up, who I wouldn't quite qualify as a villain. And oh, that's the end of the first episode. Okay. I definitely see what people are saying with, like, it's a really slow burn kind of thing, but I'm intrigued. I thought it was pretty cool. Well, so far so good. I thought it was intriguing, was definitely mostly about world building and setting up, our main conflict for the show. I have to admit, I think it was maybe a little too much exposition. I understand starting it off and, basing this off of a book series. There's a lot of stuff that they're going to need to kind of make the audience aware of. But there were a lot of moments where I was a bit too lost. Like, I don't understand what any of these words mean. I think what made it so confusing at times was the fact that there was the terminology for things like Grisha and Sun Summoner, Inferni, Heartrenderer, top of like the names of the places, which I still don't know if I'm going to be able to pronounce for this fucking show. From what I can tell so far, Grisha is a mage, essentially. Kruga are the currency of some sort. Heartrenders they're basically just human truth serum. The Volcra are those weird monster-looking things, and the Fold. And I don't know if I was able to pick up on anything else. It'll definitely take me a minute to pick up on which town is what. I only really understand that there's East and West Ravka. As for the characters themselves, Alina seems, interesting enough, but for the most part, kind of cliche young adult novel main character. A seemingly ordinary but tragic character who just so happens to be, that one and only something. And in this case, she's, a sun summoner. Nothing really out of the box there, but it's still interesting, and I thought her sun summoner abilities were pretty badass. But I imagine it's going to take a long time for her to be able to use those, on the fly, not just in a moment of urgent need. Her friend Mal, he's cool. Didn't really get enough of him to really feel for the character. At this point, he's a skilled enough fighter, has grown up with Alina, and from that moment with the bunny, he's a kind person who wants to, be anything but a soldier, but it seems like didn't really have much of a choice. And I thought he was gonna die, so I'm happy that he didn't, and we get to see, whatever happens with them going forward. Although I still think the romance between the two, it's also very cliche. It's like, oh, okay, like how many times have I seen that in this kind of story? But maybe they'll have so much chemistry and it'll be so sweet that I'll actually end up rooting for it. If I recall, we didn't actually see General Kerrigan, but maybe we did. I don't think we did. Obviously, we don't really know anything about General Kerrigan at this moment. Just, he has a very big presence that makes people, turn their head whenever he walks by. So I imagine he's going to be a relatively big character. Kaz seems weirdly kind of intriguing. I didn't think I was going to like his character, but he's pretty cool. Because he seems to me like he's going to be the antagonist, so to speak, but at the same time, I don't think he himself is like a really evil person. I could be totally wrong on that. That might be disproven before too long, but from what I can tell, and the way he treats his, I guess 2 indentured servants, but I gathered that they're all actually kind of friends. He treats them well enough, so he's interesting. His friends are interesting. His friend Inej is the one I'm definitely the most intrigued by out of everybody. I love the rogue type characters in stories like this. Pekka seems like he's going to be a real problem. So, if there's like a true antagonist to the story, I'm sure he's the one. But he better have a damn good reason for being as villainous as he is. I don't want him to just be like, oh, he just wants a lot of money, or he wants a lot of power. I want there to be a complex story behind that. Because a lot of the other stuff, as interesting as it was rather predictable. Dresden seems interesting. He also seems to be more of an antagonist than like Kaz or someone else. And I hope the same for him. You know, I want some complex backstory going on there. I don't want it to just be a cut and dry villain. Cinematography was pretty good. There wasn't anything I thought really outstanding aside from the shot of Alina using her sun summoner abilities for the first time, which I would attribute more to the visual effects than the actual framework of the cameraman. But there were some very solid visuals in this episode. I did mention during the episode I don't like the transitions where the camera turns really quickly and it kind of blurs into the next scene. I think that works for certain projects, and this is not one of them. Music-wise, I think it's good. It has a fairly unique style to it. At the same time, it's not something so outstanding I'm like, wow, I've never heard this or anything. It suits the story, and it, for the most part, implies the tone of the universe and everything, which is really all it needs to do. I'm hoping at some point there's some truly outstanding moments with the scores. So far, nothing crazy. As for acting, to be honest, no one really blew me away or anything. I thought all the performances were either good or mildly subpar. There wasn't anything to shout about, really. But I think the one who did the best was Jessie May Lee, who played Alina. Mostly just for the moment when the ship is being attacked and she goes to save Mal. You can see how distraught she is and just how much of a connection she has with him. If she were to lose him in that moment, you know, that'd kind of be it for her. Like I said, nothing astounding, but it was good. I liked it. I think she did the best out of everyone in the episode. Editing and pacing, it's definitely slow. Like I said, there's a lot of world building, a lot of exposition for like certain terminology for different types of characters, different places. So it's going to be a little slow. And from what I hear from other people, it's going to stay slow for quite a while. And I'm okay with that. I would prefer something a little faster paced, but as long as the world building is good enough, I can definitely be okay with taking their time. Overall, I'm going to give the first episode a 7.5 out of 10. I thought it was pretty good. Drew me into the mystery of, you know, where the story might end up heading. Kind of let me down in terms of how cliche certain things were, but nothing too horrible or anything. And as for the world itself, I gotta say I like it. I like the 1 foot in almost like the Industrial Revolution, 1 foot in, you know, a fantasy world kind of thing. It has a really cool look to it. And I fucking love magic, so throw me into a fantasy world with different characters who can do different types of magic, then I'm game. I'm excited for the next episode. I'm not even going to bother theorizing on this one because, for one, I don't want it to be a predictable show where I just guess everything correctly as it keeps coming. And I also don't want to make theories that end up being horrifically and terribly wrong. So I'm just going to keep my mouth shut and enjoy the show. So I will see you all on that next episode. And that's about it.